the agenda item, which is to consider an ordinance or an alternative resolution. Councilmember Roden.
Wait a minute.
I think the resolution is a decent compromise. The whereas clauses there are 7 of them. The second one says the primary definition of guardian is a person who guards, protects, and preserves the American Heritage Dictionary, which my son tells me is the finest of all the dictionaries. And I can live with that. I've lived with dogs since I was a child. I now live with Katie and Machine, two cats, and I can live with seeking to guard, protect, and preserve them as long as we live together. Further discussion? So I would support adoption of the resolution, which is the alternative in attachment 2. Councilmember Thomas.
I'm prepared to support the resolution subject if the term guardian finds an acceptable substitute. Is there a substitute acceptable to a majority of the council?
Well, I would,
Councilmember Roden.
even though I don't have evidence that if we use the term guardian in a resolution, that there will be any, legal ramifications from that. And I'd be interested to hear your comments on that, Mr. Marston. But because this issue has become so, it's really undermined the council's credibility, and it's been, which is a really important thing. I would be in favor of a compromise with an alternate word, say caretaker, and be done with this issue. And I think caretaker expresses the meaning that we all have behind the word guardian, but may just allow us to move on. Do you want to comment about this?
Well, the resolution is a non-binding resolution. It simply says that the city employees, city residents, and other are encouraged. Right. So it's a policy resolution. It creates no duty under the law, and therefore it does not create a cause of action for breach of that duty. I mean, a good example would be if you were to adopt a policy resolution that says we encourage people not to smoke. Right. Okay. So does that mean that if somebody goes out and smokes, the city police can go out and arrest them or stop them? No, it's a statement of intent. And so no rights of the individual are infringed upon, no rights are taken away because no duty is created. It's a policy resolution, it's not a law, it's not binding. So it doesn't impose any liability on the city whatsoever, and does not create a private cause of action of any individual citizen to be able to sue the city.
Wrong caller.
Councilmember Crane.
I would support if we substituted caretaker for guardian and left the rest of the text as is.
Motion?
Well, the only thing I would point out is since whereas number 2 would have to be stricken because it gives a definition of guardian. But other than that,
and I would strike 2.
Well, 1 is also now inaccurate because this has not been requested of us at this point, except that we've kind of done it ourselves. So the resolution might need a little tweaking.
All right, correct.
You could just change number 1 to say the city council desires to encourage the use of caretaker when referring to the owners of dogs and cats.
I like it.
And with that change and a deletion of paragraph number 2 and substituting caretaker for guardian, you could pass the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Now I'm beginning to wonder if we've wasted time. Is there further discussion? Actually, yes. I believe we should.
Because we talked about the table, we didn't talk about the...
We have a new motion before us, and the motion is to support a resolution that encourages people to use the word caretaker in relation, when they comment and discuss, and in relation to their pets, dogs and cats.
It's Josephine Morris again. I really appreciate how far you are coming. I can live with caretaker, but I like the other word protector better. If you could do one more round and see if protector works better. Thank you.
Further public comment? No further public comment. Further council commentary? I wonder if this has anything to do with the phrase dominion over. Any further discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Councilmember Landis.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Roden.
Yes.
Mayor Baldwin.
No.
We just don't like unanimous votes and consensus.
Moving on.
That was the part I was hoping for.
Moving on to item 10D. Authorize the city manager to execute a consultant services agreement with Winsler and Kelly for the preparation of applications to state revolving fund programs to secure Federal Recovery and Rehabilitation Act funds for water and sewer infrastructure projects. I believe this relates to our efforts to secure some of the stimulus funding that is going to be passed through to the state and then on to local governments.
Move approval.
There is a motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. I would appreciate a brief overview for the sake of the public and the people who may be watching about what we're on the verge of doing here. Department Director Erickson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor and City Council. Tonight we bring forward a proposal for the consultant group Winsler and Kelly to provide services for filling out the permits, or excuse me, the applications for the 4 projects for the economic stimulus package, and these have to do with water and sewer. And we had 5 different consultants propose on this. We had a very fast turnaround. We want to thank all those consultants for proposing on this project and meeting our quick timeline. Winsler and Kelly, we felt, had the expertise to fill out these applications. They're very lengthy. And we are bringing that proposal forward to keep moving forward aggressively on these 4 projects and to put ourselves in line for some of that money.
Question, the work that they will do for $151,000 is work that we would have wanted to be done regardless of the state of the economy and the stimulus package?
That's correct. Well, yes. I mean, I think we're putting this money in front of using it for other things, certainly, but it's not, if we don't get these projects funded by this stimulus package, the applications don't go away. Those applications are then there into those agencies for other funding because there will be continual funding. So those applications are then done. So it's not as if we don't get this money, I mean, if we don't get the funding, we wasted the money for the applications. We still will have those applications in there. They'll be current and they'll be in front of those agencies for when any funding comes available.
But we are competing with other jurisdictions, counties and cities and special districts for these funds. And so the commitment